going live. We're just gonna have to wait for everything to populate, as you know.
Yeah, I just saw your Cleveland Indians beat the Dodgers.
Yeah, dude, barely by the skin of our teeth.
That guy, uh, yeah,
Martinez.
good, yeah, good guy, good player.
Yeah, he's really coming out. I'm very surprised by how well he's doing.
And what's it? Jose Ramirez has got like a 20-game hitting streak.
Did he hit today? If he hit today, it's 21.
He went 3 for 5 today.
Oh wow, dude.
Looking at the box score, but
That's crazy.
Stephen Kwan is out. He got hurt,
Shut up.
and they called it wrist inflammation. So it's nothing crazy, but yeah,
That's not
he
good.
left the game early. I got
That
the
is not good.
notification on my fantasy team.
And it's crazy. Anyway, there we are. We're live. Two people are there.
Welcome.
All right, so it looks like we're
Coming
live.
in
So
live from the Phoenician in Las Vegas.
yeah, there we go. All right, everybody, what's up? We're live again. I'm Matt here, Daily Crypto News. Kyle here, Daily Crypto News editor in chief out in Vegas. We're gonna just give you day two. We're not gonna be an hour long podcast like yesterday, I don't think. But we're just gonna fill you in what's happening. Kyle, what's happening?
Well, the big news today, I guess I can catch people up on kind of what happened yesterday. I interviewed a woman named Brittany Kaiser in the afternoon, so that content will be coming out. And she's got an incredible story if people don't know her. She kind of came onto the scene as the major whistleblower for Cambridge Analytica when that all happened. And yeah, she was a human rights lawyer, was telling me about how she was, tipping journalists, Bitcoin in 2013 for people who were like smuggling people through North Korea and China and stuff. Like she had some crazy, crazy, interesting stuff. And like her new project is called Shato Oshi, combination of the word Shato and Satoshi. And they are basically trying to like help raise money to preserve heritage sites around the world, where this is usually just something where there's not a lot of money for this stuff. Just looking at here domestically in the United States, like the National Park Service, for example, that's something that they do. But yeah, what she's doing is like really interesting. Is this? It looks like that guy Brian Armstrong is over here. The
The
superhuman
Coinbase
guy.
CEO.
No. Gosh, I'm just thinking of the wrong person. Uh, the guy who's doing the like human body experiments. Um,
Oh, Brian Johnson.
yeah, him. He's right up here. He's getting interviewed by Cointelegraph.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, his skin looks very fresh.
That's absolutely great. Cool. So
Um,
look, we're
but
we're
yeah, and
looking
then
forward to we're
yesterday
looking
as
forward to,
well, I saw Dom Jr. speak. That was funny to see.
oh,
Um, but yeah, the big news today was JD Vance, obviously, opening the event this morning. Um, yeah, people can catch his speech online. It's available. He only spoke for about 15 minutes, um, maybe a little less than 20. Um, but yeah, I mean, he put out a strong message about how the United States is, backing Bitcoin. He doesn't see Bitcoin, or at least the Trump administration doesn't see Bitcoin as a um, like the dollar isn't affected by Bitcoin. Basically, like it's not a threat. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was just interesting. Like he made a lot of points. Like he's like, we gotta like we fired. He said the funny quote was, he's like, we fired Gary Gensler, and we're gonna fire like every analyst who is like Gary Gensler. So it seems like they're again the indications from the administration, like from his perspective, are they're going to be very pro crypto. which I think is really positive. Um, Again, it's a huge vibe shift. I was just watching, a panel just now where they were referring back to things that happened last year at Nashville, and just how everything's almost like a complete 180, um, especially with the government backing it. So, really bullish again vibes coming out of this conference this today. Super exciting.
Well, I would just comment on JD Vance really quick. I did take a look at his speech. I think myself and the market are the same thing. And again, we've been saying the past. I don't want to be the doom and gloom. I don't want to be the poo poo pessimist. But nothing's coming out from the conference yet that we have seen do anything to the to the market. We bought the rumor. We're selling the news. Bitcoin is down 2.5% in 24, 60 bips in an hour. And what JD Vance said basically in a nutshell is we need clear regulation. Everybody said that. JD, you've been in office already for 6 months. So let's go. let's start. Let's start. You're you're 1/8 of the way done of your administration. Let's start getting this done.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's on the way. Like, when I was speaking yesterday with some of these people, the Genius Act, right, has been passed in the Senate. The stablecoin bill that's going to bring a lot of regulatory clarity. Um, yeah, so I mean, again, it's coming. I didn't expect it to be, an overnight thing. Um, that was something just from one of the panel talks I was watching today. Is that they were kind of asking these guys like, "Oh, what is your opinion? Tell us what Bitcoin will do by the end of the summer." And one guy just said, "Look, we shouldn't be predicting this stuff, but what we do know is that Bitcoin is going to it's going to take the time it needs to do what it needs to do, and so you shouldn't be pressuring it or like expecting it to outperform. It's going through these cycles, and it's going to like maintain this cyclical process, and so you can have expectations of what will happen. And again, it's like a positive thing, but this idea of like putting pressure on it and thinking that stuff can happen overnight uh, is not super like helpful.
Oh yeah, you're trying to say I'm not being helpful?
No, I'm just saying like
That's what it sounds like, bro.
that there's a way to think about it. I mean, you can obviously make your own predictions and stuff. Anyways.
Anyways, so okay, JD Vance was there. He did the thing. We talked about that. Another big news out of the conference, or at least out of the news today, is GameStop got off zero. They bought a $500 million worth of Bitcoin. Um, what are your thoughts about that? Here's my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts are, again, I don't want to be the poo poo guy. I just don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. And everybody's going to start hating when I talk because I'm just that guy. But it is an insignificant event because it's just another of the same like ilk of companies doing this. It's the micro strategy, it's the mining companies, it's the meme coin companies like meme stock. It's like the only reason why GameStop exists today is because of degens online that doing the same thing with Doge and crypto and Fartcoin. So it's like what I'm really looking for is a Fortune 500, a FANG company, Mag 7, something like that to get off zero. Then besides Tesla, then I'd be like, oh, now it's significant. This insignificant.
Yeah. Again, it's like it's a lot of circle jerking, I guess you could say, right? Um, but I don't think it's insignificant that this is happening. Again, it's just another domino. Um, yeah, it's an important. They're important steps. Like the more of these projects that do this, or the more of these companies that do this, like it's just increasing demand on Bitcoin, right? Um, that was again something that they were just talking about on the panel I was watching, which was financial advisors across the United States. Only about 10% of them, this is what the estimation was, only about 10% of financial advisors in the United States are advising people to have Bitcoin in their portfolio, right? Whether that's as a 401k asset
Right.
or whatever. Um, and so it just said, and the point was in 5 years, you're likely going to see all of them advising and suggesting Bitcoin. One of the
Well,
things
there's
you
a
guys, well, there's going to be a huge demand for how to market it and how to talk about it. So pay attention to that. But again, it's this increasing demand for the asset itself, uh, which isn't going away.
yes, agreed. So so Dave Ramsey had two episodes of the Dave Ramsey himself, and he did not, but the people that were on his homies that are on Dave Ramsey podcast made two episodes the past week where they have advised and said that they do not see Bitcoin as being insignificant to be part of your portfolio. Before they would advise against it and said it's Ponzi schemes, blah blah blah. But now they're saying, hey, if you're talking with a financial advisor and if you're, putting different assets into a balanced risk, portfolio, having a little Bitcoin there, it might not be a bad idea. And that's a huge step for the Dave Ramsey show. Now, is Dave Ramsey calling his other hosts back to the office after the show and ripping them a new butthole? It's quite possible. But the fact is, there are some people that are now saying it. Also, you're right about the financial advisors. I got a call from a financial advisor the other day, and they're wanting me to go into their office and explain Bitcoin to them because some of their clients are asking about it, they don't feel comfortable buying the ETF or even know how to deal with it, and so they want more information. So I don't know what I'm going to tell them, but I'm going to go talk to them, and they have a significant amount of clients. Hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000 clients that now might get off zero because of a chat with old Matty boy over here. Hey, you're welcome, Bitcoiners and hodlers. You're welcome. So anyway, so yeah, it is significant. That would be significant.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, it's again, it's going to happen, right? The importance of like communications as well as you're saying. Um, yeah, but okay, then it's something that's just going to happen over time, right? It's going to take time for financial advisors to learn this stuff. Like again,
The-
if they aren't trying and actively like learning, and evolving to meet the like changing financial world, then they're like I would say maybe get a new financial advisor. Like, um, but like again, it's a constant evolution.
I think you got distracted there. You got distracted by Brian Johnson's skin, and you're looking over there, and you're like, man, that's some good looking skin, silky smooth.
No. Um, yeah, I mean, the Mayor Adams was speaking here earlier. I saw him
Well,
walking around.
and that's great. We had a comment earlier about that, and let me pull that up. It is on Substack, and they just were like, look, the gist of it. I don't know if I can pull it up fast enough because of all the comments that we get on Substack. Um, but long story short, he said it seems like it's just a grift. Like all of a sudden, he's the mayor of Bitcoin. You don't hear about it for 4 years. He's running as an independent. Um, there is, you know, a Democrat in the race. There's a Cuomo. He's in the race, and in Mayor Adams is trying to find ways to raise funds. It happened. He did it well his first run and saying, "I'm going to be the pro Bitcoin mayor." He took three measly paychecks in Bitcoin, which if he took more, he would probably triple his salary, maybe even more, since his first paychecks. And then you didn't hear about it until he's running as an independent and he's down in the polls. And so it looks to me he's just grifting it. And again, we saw the same thing. And the reason why I'm saying this, and I'm not saying this because, oh, Mayor Adams, I don't like him or whatever, or he had the corruption charge or whatever. It's just we've seen this. We saw it with um, multiple people across the country, either governors or mayors or whatever, running for office. Congress people, senators, everybody running for office. And be honest with you, when they get into office, you don't see much get done. The only thing we get see to get done, and I didn't vote for Trump, everybody. I'm sorry. But the only person that we do see actually putting their word in about doing something positive for the crypto space is Trump. He ran on it, and he's doing
Mhm.
it. And there's
Yeah.
and look, it- you can talk a good game, and especially in politics, you can talk a good game. But when the rubber meets the road, it's who's putting. That's where it counts, and we see who's doing it.
Yeah. Um, there's a tweet out there today from I forget which Winklevoss twin it was, but it was in response to the JD Vance speech, and it's basically saying like, if you're a pro crypto person, you have to completely back Trump and Vance, for the midterms, and they're the only candidates really pushing this. So it's interesting times when it comes to this stuff. Did I lose you?
Oh no, I'm here. I'm sorry.
I thought
Why
you
is
got
this?
frozen for a second.
No, I just keep getting, I don't know, something, but my phone number must have got leaked to somebody because I'm just getting spam call after spam call after spam call. I got like 4 calls in a row, from all kinds of different places, Texas, North Carolina, and now from San Diego. It's ridiculous. Probably because I got that press pass from the Bitcoin conference, and they just sold my data to everybody because Bitcoiners don't care about your data privacy. So hey,
Yeah, no, great.
yeah,
Um,
right.
let's shift gears here. What do you think about this Michael Saylor reserve stuff? Um, I have only been able to like just briefly take a look. I saw that somebody like asked him a question like at a when he was like speaking on a panel, and he basically said that proof of reserves um, is like a vulnerability um, and like a security problem for people. Um, I kind of understand that there's like a kind of ZK idea there of like if I'm a big bank, I don't want uh to have my wallet be publicly known so then people can follow and watch how much Bitcoin or pay attention. Like, privacy over transactions is really important. Um so I don't know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts here.
There's two different things. One, we have a public company buying Bitcoin and saying that they don't need to do reserves. And they're using this, buying, they're leveraging debt to buy Bitcoin and selling, their uh, their notes to their company. And so it's an interesting situation where you have a community that is privacy focused, sovereign money focused, a new banking kind of like or ways to transact focus, doesn't like borders, doesn't like KYC and AML laws, doesn't. This is like the audience you're talking to. At the same time, your company is listed on the stock market. It is it went into the, am I right, the S&P 500 because of its value now, or was that Coinbase or some other company? Anyway, long story short is they're now have elevated their stature of being something more than just a software company because of the value in the stock. And he says, well, showing Bitcoin reserves is a security risk. And while I understand that there could be security risks, you are positioning your company in itself in a situation that is not just, hey, Michael Saylor owns Bitcoin. And yes, I understand if you own Bitcoin, it's a security risk, but your company is now leveraging their shareholders off of Bitcoin. And it reminds me of, the 2008 financial crisis where nobody actually knew what was leveraging what and what was holding up the housing market. And you couldn't ask for that information. And now Michael's coming out there and saying, well, it's a security risk to give you that information. And I don't know if I and maybe I'm missing some key aspects of this, but that kind of also makes me a little, what the hell are you talking about? Right? Either in operations are in place, structures are in place, and institutions are in place that holding Bitcoin on your books and having a Bitcoin reserve is a safe, is a responsible, and is a method of securing some kind of wealth assets in the future, or it's not. This isn't like, hey, we're gonna hold Bitcoin and let's YOLO. Either the structures are in place or they're not. And so I honestly don't know enough about the risk that he was talking about, because he just said, "Hey, do a deep thinking, analysis on it with ChatGPT or Gemini or something." And I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that, dude. Why don't you just tell me what the fuck are you doing?" And so I was kind of disappointed with that. Yet he said it to the audience, in my opinion, that was like um, more receptive to it than I think that the general public would be.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of the technicals play out as, because I kind of want to do some more research on this and see uh the viability here and kind of what the situation is like. Uh, I get it kind of from a privacy perspective, but I don't really know the security risks. Um, yeah, but it's a controversial take, definitely. Um, I just need to fully form my opinions and get
I,
more
I, I
info.
gotta I gotta fully inform my opinion, but that's my initial opinion too. And you know what? Here's the thing: is one thing that we do on the show, and I'm absolutely okay with it, is throwing out opinions, throwing out ideas, throwing out whatever. And I love to see the comments from people that come in. I love to see the emails. I love to learn more. And then if we feel that we got it wrong, I'm happy to say I got it wrong, and we're gonna go forward. And everybody can.
Mhm.
And that's just a that's how you discover, and that's the beauty about building a community like Daily Crypto News has, is that you have all kinds of people that are engaging on a daily basis to set us straight. I'm okay with that.
Right on. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. So,
Um.
going out there just to just to put a pin in it is, yeah, I don't know what he's talking about, totally about the risks. I have to think more about it, but and on the surface, it sounds like complete bullshit.
Yeah.
And it actually makes me really fucking worried that this guy is holding 500 and plus thousand Bitcoin. He's like, don't worry, they're there. You don't need no proof. It's a security risk.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck are you talking about, man?
I love this too. I'm just seeing this GameStop's press release today for announcing their purchase of Bitcoin. Their entire press release is 10 words. It's one line. It's amazing.
Basically, they don't need PR anymore. Whoever did their PR is just great. That's all you need.
Yeah.
It's,
GameStop
hey,
investor relations.
hey, what was the 10 words?
GameStop, or the company, GameStop Corporation, today announced that it has purchased 4,710 Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's like 10 words.
Love it. Love it.
Um,
All right. Honestly, I don't have much to talk about today. I'm really happy that we checked in, though. We have just a few people watching.
mhm.
We have eight. We have just a handful on Substack and a couple on Twitter. Um, Bullish says that strategy sounds like a pyramid scheme. Um, so that, it really does. Honestly, Chris Link, he's always bullish to Chainlink. Chainlink proof of reserves is preserving privacy. So there's a way that to preserve privacy with Chainlink and so on and so forth.
Okay. I'll have to look into
Um,
that.
so here's the, yeah. I'll just open this up and I'll send you the link over in our Telegram. Let's see here. Other than that, um, I really hope that Michael Saylor isn't gonna fucking rug everybody because that would be devastating. Which I wouldn't
Look,
put it
I mean,
past them.
I've always been under the impression that people should not celebrate. Um, like Bitcoin is it's supposed to be decentralized. Like, why are we looking at one guy and going like, follow him? He's the Bitcoin god. Like, no, fuck that. Like, this should be decentralized. We shouldn't support the mass wealth accumulation of one person, right?
Mm,
He wants to be this Bitcoin god and be able to own like 10% of everything, and then like what I don't think that's a positive thing. If one person owns all that wealth and has all that kind of control and all that power, um, it's problematic. And I don't know. I don't like the deification of people like that. It's terrible. Um, it's like when people. It's like when people in the United States look at the royal family of England. It's like fuck. We fucking had a revolutionary war to never care about these people. It's like why
I agree.
why
Yeah.
do you? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, I just like I get like on the one hand, I get it. Humans are symbolic. We follow good leaders, that sort of thing. I just think we need to have this healthy skepticism. So again, looking at people like Sailor, and these type of responses, it's around the reserves, it's problematic. It's just in general, it doesn't seem very positive.
Yep. Agreed. Agreed. All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to the conference. I'm going to go grab some dinner. And remember,
I'm
everybody, you
gonna
can
have
reach
some
us
lunch with yeah.
reach us
Gonna
at
go meet some journalists.
dailycryptonews.net. I love internet latency. Dailycryptonews.net. You can reach Kyle at dailycryptonews.net, Matt at dailycryptonews.net, or both of us at Spotify, or just follow us on our Substack, and we'll close it out tomorrow. You want to do this again tomorrow?
Yeah, man, we can do that.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Same
Anyway,
time.
thank you very much, and I'll see everybody later. Peace.
Ciao.